Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts and the CNSL Season 7. We're in the round of fours, match number 2, seeing who's going to play against Scan in that finals. The first game, an epic one. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it now. Motive took down MisO. Now we're going to go into set 2 on Dark Origin. And this is a great map for Protoss vs. Zerg, I think. It's a really fun one. Definitely seen some excellent games here. Let's go ahead, get into it. All right. In our top left position, we have none other than Motive. And in the bottom right, we have MisO. All right, guys. I am ready for an epic Protoss vs. Zerg. It seems like these two are, after that first game, very likely to give us some more of those. So hope that you are enjoying. I can't believe how good the games have been in this CNSL. I've been reading a lot of the comments, a lot of people saying, you know, this is one of the better tournaments. And honestly, it is. Like, this is the third CNSL that I've casted, right? I think I started in Season 5, and that was actually, and again, a big shout out to CasterMuse. His links are all in the description below. But, you know, that's like one of the things that spurred me on. I thought about starting this channel for a long time. And the fact that CNSL came up as an opportunity, because CasterMuse is a buddy of mine, really kind of helped to spur me forward and get it started. In fact, I believe the very first game cast on the channel was from the first CNSL season that I did, which I believe was Season 5. So, you know, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. I do hope that we get a second season this year. We'll see about that. There is a link to the Matcherino if you want to support the prize pool and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, very, very excited to see how this tournament ends up. We have, like, ridiculous matches. Can't wait. Either one of these guys against Scan is going to be a sick one. Now, taking a look at this map, right? It's going to be a gateway expansion and a forge. Oh, he sees that it's a hatchery first. So this is going to be Zealots coming down as well as a cannon rush. But if he sees this secondary probe come out, this is gonna set him off a little bit, right? He sees it. He sees it. There's no way he missed that on the mini-map. That's like going right underneath. You have a long time of seeing that. Probe comes down. Oh my God. And he sets this up. Now you're gonna need a third pylon, because otherwise, if he jumps a drone over, okay, you gotta do it. Okay, there you go. So see, you put the pylon there as a blocker and the drone can't get in, and you will eventually cancel that. Notice how he's trying to get this additional damage. He's got to put it down again. He didn't put it down. Big mistake. Big mistake here from Motive. Now, you can't let the pylon finish. If the pylon's there, there's nowhere really for the drone to stand, and as the drone comes in, the probe gets hits, and even if the drone settles inside of there somehow, which I've never seen, the probe will end up killing it. So he made a bit of a mistake. He was getting ready to put the cannon down. I think he needed to wait a few more seconds. Did not end up working out. Either way, a Zealot coming down, 6 Lings are on the way, and we don't have a photon cannon started. I think right now, Motive is in a bit of trouble. Now, maybe not the end of the world. He canceled, right? So that's net 50 minerals gone. This is 100 minerals gone. You know, he did get a drone kill. The probe, one of the probes out of the 2 probes is still alive. So, like, for sure, I look at this, and this is MisO favored right now. I would say still playable, right? Definitely not good, but I'm not like, okay, you got to leave the game. You know what I mean? Right? It's like, yeah, his probe count isn't super great. His build is definitely not optimized. He did force a lot of Lings, right? So at least there's that. It's not that many drones. Yeah, I mean, comparatively to the probes, it's pretty decent. And definitely, yeah, I would bet on MisO here. Right? If betting opened up right now, I'd be like, yeah, give me MisO. But we'll see about that, right? Like, Motive is really, really good at PvZ, so still some opportunities, I think. Now, it looks like Triple Zealot going to come down, and, you know, that's pretty scary as long as he gets on something like this bridge and stops the surround. That's the main thing here, is you have to make sure you're not getting surrounded. Now, Zergling speed is on the way. So that's where the Zealots are going to get surrounded really quickly. He's putting a lot of damage on this hatch. This amount of Lings can't quite beat that. Like, this would just slightly win. But he knows more on the way. So he's going to split the Zealots off a little bit. This one starts running away. That's kind of a funny choice to split them like that. So one just running away gets chased. These two come back, hit the hatchery a little bit. Hatchery going to be just over half health here. And the Zealot's sitting in a very hard to kill area. Like this is a brutally hard place to clear. This is still running away. Oh my god. I tell you, every Zerg in the world has lost Overlords to the cannon as it warps in because you're microing elsewhere. It is a painful moment though. Now look at this micro specifically from Motive. He brings this, if this Zealot stands a little bit further back here, he actually kind of messed up there. He had it going good for a moment. It's actually really hard to click in these areas correctly and get everything to move perfectly. It's like, it's what you see graphically is not exactly what it is. Okay, as far as clicking for movement. But if you keep the second Zealot just slightly behind the first Zealot, then when they come in, if they're attacking the second one, the first one can also hit. So you can make it very cost efficient there. Either way, they both do get cleared. Zergling's speed is done. This looks like a pretty solid wall as long as he stands the Zealot right here. Yeah, there we go. Sets him up just right. I actually kind of like the wall overall. The Forge not going to be in any trouble whatsoever, which is nice. Let's take a look at what build is going on. Spire coming up here from MisO. Corsair on the way, so he's going to be able to scout that pretty easily. Hey, I mean, this is looking like it should get into a pretty normal game. Well, not entirely normal, right? Like, don't forget, MisO is certainly ahead. In fact, if you look at the worker count, that's not where you want to see it, like even workers at this point in the game. So, yeah, definitely MisO has that advantage. But you know what? I think that there are a few scenarios here where Motive can maybe take like a small risk and get back into it. That's one of the beautiful things, I think, in a lot of ways about Brood War is like at these, well, I guess really at any level, but you can take like a blind risk and be like, all right, well, if he does a certain thing, I'm going to be able to come back, right? So like, for instance, he doesn't start +1. Okay, so he's not making any more Corsairs and he's not starting +1 air attacks. He's counting on this not being mutas. Okay? And he is right. It is not mutas. Now, he's going to see the same gas, so he might be a little bit nervous, but this is what MisO did previously as well, where he's getting speed and Overlord speed, but still going for Scourge. Now, he does start another Corsair, right? Motive starts another Corsair. The Scourge come out. Oh, I think he might get one. Oh, he's so close. He's so close. Ah! Crazy. Oh, the juke. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, that was a better chase scene than just about anything that I've seen in the movies in a long time. That was very, very close. Scourge operate very strangely, guys, the way that they are controlled. And it's a good thing, because if Scourge had like StarCraft 2 AI, they'd be so broken. You'd just not ever be able to go for air. You have to have some of these little micro tricks to try to throw them off. Anyways, you know, he did start Corsairs again, so he is a little bit nervous that this is going to be Mutalisks, right? But what I was saying was, he can just say, like, oh, let's just act like it's not mutas. Where he had 2 Corsairs and he wasn't getting +1, I felt like that was a really good opportunity here for Motive to kind of catch up, to say, screw it, we're going to counter Hydra, you know, and get a really good ground-pounding anti-Hydra army out. Now here, he's kind of hedging his bets, so I feel like MisO has gotten further ahead at this point. The scouting of that second gas really made Motive double think what he was doing. It's a tricky build from MisO. I was talking about it in game 1, where like you don't quite see it done like that normally, but he's doing a good job with it. Now, micros his Hydra ling up and is going to be able to pick off 3 Zealots right away. A lot more cannons coming up. That is a lot of Hydras. There is no Psystorm, and MisO just going to use his gigantic economy here to try to break through. I believe he actually just has enough to break through here. That is certainly what it looks like right now. Getting forward, and yeah, he's going to kill every cannon. It looks like this game going to end. Let's go ahead, jump into game 3. All right, so game number 3 here, going to be on Blitz Y. And it looks like very likely here we're going to have a gateway expansion once again from Motive. Down on the other side of the map, of course, we have MisO just sending his Overlord up. Haven't really seen what build order he has chosen as of yet. I kind of assume it's going to be a hatchery first coming up here. There is that gateway, and the probe starts to scout. And, yeah, I mean, this map, you know, we've talked about a lot this season. We've had a ton of games here this season. I do think it's a little bit better for Protoss, and we'll see if Motive is able to get into those positions. You know, that last game, like, that was... I feel like the Zealot cannon rushes don't really work that often, if that... You know, you're spending so much money. Like, you saw how tight it was when he was trying to put down, like, the pylons and stop the drones from jumping in and get the cannons started and stuff like that. The thing is, you're spending so much money on your gateway and the Zealots themselves. You know, it makes me feel like it's just not going to work. But anyways, he's going to try it again. This is another great position. You put a pylon here to block, and then you can put a pylon here to stop the jump. And this can't jump alone, so he's actually stalling it out. So he puts down the pylon before it comes back. With the second drone coming out, he'll have to put it down now. Put the pylon down, put the pylon down, put the pylon down. There you go. Okay, so same type of idea here from Motive. He does have a Zealot coming across the map. And notice how they're having a hard time right now actually settling. Okay, one gets back, but he's actually got the first attack there. So he needs to jump a second drone to kill the probe. He has to... Oh, dude, he's screwing it up. Oh, he needs to jump this... Oh, man! And he jumps his probe out. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. If MisO had jumped that drone in before the cannon started, it would have ruined the rush. But as is, now 2 probes and a Zealot are in here. And this is looking real good. He needs to throw another cannon down, though. He really needs another. There it is. There it is. Okay, this sunk in a little bit further away. He's got to plow through this one first. He's going to try to hit that one. Sunken colony range is slightly longer than cannon range, just so you guys know. I think it's a half range further, if I'm remembering correctly. And, you know, both are longer than bunker range. So... All right, this cannon going to be killed off. Now, that being said, this is still pretty hard to hold because the Sunken doesn't hit this cannon. He has 2 Zealots here. Notice how he sent one down here to make sure... The way he has this set up, you can't hit the cannon with Lings. Normally, what you would do is just make like 6 Lings and run in and kill the cannon if it's only 1 cannon. But with the Zealots there, it actually protects. So we're in a really weird spot here. MisO's making a lot of Zerglings. Doesn't really have much going on. He's going to try to break through. Okay, here we go. The Zerglings attacking into the Zealot there. They do kill that Zealot, but that wasn't actually that helpful, honestly. He's trying to kill this pylon off. The drone, I don't know what the drone is doing. Everything falling apart. This cannon has about 1 million kills right now. Not looking good for our Zerg boy here. The cheese failed in the previous game, but here it is working like a charm. Was a little bit nerve-wracking there for a moment with the drones trying to jump over. But it seems like Motive is going to break the hatch. We'll see. A lot more Zerglings have been made. But look at the count of workers, right? If you remember last game, it was like 12 to 14. Here, it's 17 to 8. So you can see a huge, huge difference. So even though he's not going to maybe lose... Yeah, he's not going to lose the hatchery. Okay, that's been decided. The cannon's going to fall. Down goes the cannon. A couple Zealots come in, but he's got the Sunken still, and he's got plenty of Lings. Okay, so obviously the hatchery's still alive, but without a doubt, Motive really far ahead. And here, like, he's going to fight some of the Zerglings. You want to try to whittle those down a little bit. There is a Hydralisk down on the way, so this is going to be a 2-hatch Hydra all-in, I think, from MisO. How do you figure out if this is coming? Well, you keep sending your Zealots across, and if he has just enough to break through these Lings... You know, it's screwing up the economy of MisO even more, and he needs to actually scout with them. This is a really smart idea. You know, if you have a very solid defense at home, you do want to keep on putting pressure against a Zerg like this. The same thing can happen in Terran vs. Zerg as well. If they do like a Zergling rush, you're like, oh, are they making Zerglings, or are they being greedy? And sometimes it can be best if you have a good defensive setup at home where you're not just going to die if you lose your units, which is kind of what he has. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Is send those units out to try to get that scouting intel, at least force more units out of your opponent. Now, Hydralisk speed is on the way. The pylon is going to get cleared, so that's kind of nice. It does cause a momentary supply block here. Actually, it might not even be momentary. It might be for a while because we don't have a cannon started. So, I mean, a pylon started, and there's the pylon. So some Hydras are getting started here. You know, he still has a Sunken, so that's something. 3 zealots can kill a sunken. No problem there, but yeah, what he wants to see is what units are coming out. Is he droning? What's going on there? And there are hydras being made. I'm not sure if he actually saw that, though. I'm not sure he actually saw the hydras, because if you see hydras being made, you just add some cannons. Yeah, actually, he's adding cannons. So he did see those hydras pop out. So going up to like 4 cannons here, you're already very close to invincible. It's just you can't make that much off of the 2 hatches here, the terrible economy here for MisO. He's got 12 drones. He's getting the range upgrade, which makes sense. You may as well wait for everything and do a one attack all in. But yeah, this game is looking pretty done in Motive's favor. He's got to be happy with how this game's gone for sure. 1-1 with these strategies, very likely. With this strategy, rather, the Zealot plus Cannon Rush. Citadel on the way. He does have the Corsair going across the map as well. Looks like he wants to clear some of these eggs. Notice how he's just slowly but surely adding cannons. This is an important thing to do. Sometimes Zergs hold attacks to make you think they aren't coming. Right? They can do it with mutas as well, where it's like, wait, are they actually even making mutas? And then suddenly 11 mutas fly in your base instead of what you're used to for the first swipe, which would be like 6. Right? This is the same type of thing, but look at how few units he has. Very microable. He's about to have range. He has speed, but this is just too much. You can't break it. And like, it's not like there's anything else going on for him. He's got 12 drones. This game is over. So Motive going to be able to take this one down. MisO microing his heart out, but it literally doesn't matter. Each one of these hydras could be controlled by Sulky, Hero. We'd have a Sulky Hydra, a Hero Hydra, Action Hydra, Jadong Hydra, Soma Hydra, Queen Hydra. They could each control one and be a hive mind that knows what each other are going to do, and you still don't beat these cannons. You don't. It doesn't matter. A D-rank player could be sitting here with these units, and if the Hydras attack, you just tell the D-rank player attack, move the Zealots out at them, and the game ends. So, yeah, this is super over. The Corsair continues to scout. He sees more Hydras are being made. It's just not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen, MisO. I don't even know if he'll attack, honestly. It's just like so many cannons. These Hydras just can't do it. It's just mathematically this game is done. And look at all the gates being added by Motive. 45 probes. Yeah, he doesn't even attack. I told you. It's pointless. It's pointless. Okay, GG. Motive takes the lead in this series 2-1.